Good afternoon. Hey, it's Life Networker Wojciech here. And today we're going to talk about how to make your LinkedIn look awesome. So, who is here with us? I'm really waiting for some great comments from you guys. So, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are on YouTube. And yes, my guest is I'm so excited about today. He's going to share, what he's been doing on LinkedIn for the past 12 months. And I've seen it all. It's fantastic. So if you want to get results on LinkedIn, stay with us. We're going to talk about LinkedIn and how to bring business to bring on LinkedIn, how to get results, how to position your brand. So hey, we have first comments here, Ethan. Yeah, great to see you, man. So yes, Michael Frąckowiak is a fellow Pole here in the UK, based in Liverpool, who's been doing some great business as a tailor, and now he's also doing great stuff on LinkedIn. So yes, great results. So if one of the things, let me read this one. So he generates on average 53k views on his posts. He also generates 1,700 comments per week. Amazing. And 69 warm leads per week from LinkedIn. So if you want to know how he does it, by all means, stay with us. So yeah, let me introduce you to Michael Frąckowiak. Michael, could you tell us about yourself? How do you help your clients? Welcome.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm also extremely excited, and we've been thinking of doing some live with Wojciech for some time now, even kind of thinking, oh, what should we talk about? But it's kind of as the world completely collapsed in the last 12 months. Obviously, a lot of things has changed for me as a tailor, and a lot of things has changed for Wojciech and his business as well. So it's kind of, now we're talking about a lot of different things and how we kind of can help people differently. So my, probably like a lot of people on LinkedIn, I was very early adopter, I think. And if you look back on my profile, probably, I don't know, I set it up 2010 or something silly like that, 2008. But nothing has happened really till last year. So I make suits and I make shirts and I make awesome coats, like this super ridiculous coat that is there in the background. I've got pocket squares. I don't make hats yet, but that's just because Wojciech is the expert anyhow. So I make men look very good, look smart in a suit. That's my job, regardless of really what your size is, how tall, small. People say, "Hey, come to me, I've got a bit of a belly." Don't worry, I dealt with bellies before. So it's always funny because when I show my phone to my wife, and obviously I take pictures of clients in there, and I've got lots of pictures of how people look in a suit, etc. And there's lots of pictures of men's bum in there, because obviously when I actually take a picture of how the suit fits and obviously how the trousers fit, I've got a lot of pictures of men's bum, and it's always kind of very interesting conversation with the wife why I've got so many. But yeah, maybe we should edit that out, but we can't. It's live, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, and I know this problem. We had that conversation when you were doing a suit for me. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
Yeah, highly recommend it. So Michael, thank you so much. So guys, so if you want to know how to get great results on LinkedIn, share this interview, whether you're on Facebook, on YouTube, or on LinkedIn. Yes, share it with your connections, with your friends, so they can see how it's done, because I'm really, really excited. So Michael, why have you decided to start doing stuff on LinkedIn? Let's start with this.
Yeah, I mean, think about where kind of social media is, and I'm an engineer by trade, so I'm a very kind of detailed person. I'm a very I'm an electrical engineer, and I've been doing that for several years, and then I've discovered that my passion is somewhere else, and I started making bow ties and pocket squares and ties, and finally sort of going into making suits. But my always my real kind of passion, always the thing that I really wanted to do is marketing. I love marketing. I love making sure that people kind of can see you, can hear you, know where you are, etc. And LinkedIn for years, and people who's been here on this platform know this, it's been just a platform where people saying, oh, this is my CV, go on LinkedIn to find a job. And for years, LinkedIn could not figure out how to actually position themselves as a marketing tool. And probably I would say until maybe 2019, maybe 2018, 19, where actually there's a lot more influencers going into LinkedIn, and a lot more people actually start using LinkedIn as a tool to tell a story, to talk about a lot of things. I see LinkedIn right now, 2021, completely different beast than it was even 12 months ago. Completely different. I see posts right now where people sharing a story of a soldier who lost his leg in a battle and now is going home to see his daughter and his mother and his wife, and it has got like 72,000 gazillions likes, right? It wasn't happening. Nothing like that was happening 12 months ago. So it's definitely evolving into this beast of a social media platform. Because listen, if you got a product, whatever that product is, and you think, well, where do I go with this product? Well, TikTok has got an amazing attention, but I don't know a lot of 16-year-olds who are actually interested in your B2B software for running, whatever, right? I don't think, insurance company, like, there's attention is on TikTok, but that's not somewhere where you should be as a business. And I mean, go there as well if you've got time. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not somewhere where most of the folks that I'm talking to, and they're most likely you talking to, are. Their kids are on there. The Instagram, Facebook, we all there more or less. But LinkedIn is the only place where it's actually happening, and it's just a shame that people still debate in LinkedIn. It shouldn't be a debate anymore. It's not something that you go in and post jobs anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's a massive change. So many features, and it looks like LinkedIn is expanding. You're adding so many features from Facebook and other platforms. Mm-hmm. So some people are great fan of these changes. Some people, they say, oh, it's no longer LinkedIn as it was. So yeah, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, do you know how many people cried about Facebook stopping organic reach and moving to pay platform? And versus how many people actually saw this as a massive opportunity and start marketing this, start paying dollars to be in front of those guys that otherwise could never, been in front of? Like, it's always supply and demand. There's always people going to be saying this is the worst thing that can happen. LinkedIn is right now like Facebook was. Yes, that's great. Awesome. We know where this is going. We know that if LinkedIn is going to right now employ 7 best people on Facebook from Facebook ads and apply this great knowledge that Facebook ads has, as a platform to LinkedIn, many more millions, billions of dollars going to pour into that platform. But they haven't figured it out yet. It's not there yet. So that's why people still, doing Facebook ads, because it's such an amazing platform. But as soon as LinkedIn figures out the ads, it's going to be even more relevant. It's going to be even bigger. It's just crazy how big it is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And listen, I was worried that, we're going to talk so great about LinkedIn that we're not going to have comments on Facebook. And there you go. So, hi, gents. Michael's craftsmanship is outstanding, eye-catching, but really smart and unique. Michael himself is a very interesting individual. I'm not surprised that he creates so much traffic on social media. It must be natural for him. So yeah, when we have comments from the Facebook group, we can see.
Let me address this, because Wojciech, this is really important. It must be natural for him. Okay. When I started this kind of LinkedIn journey, right, like everyone else, I had a group of probably 2,000 or 3,000 contacts there. There was somehow people who've been on LinkedIn long enough remember this. You could have actually gone in on LinkedIn and upload your email list as your contacts to LinkedIn. And if LinkedIn matched them, they all of a sudden become your contacts. So imagine that. That would be the spammiest thing to do right now. But it was possible back in the day, right? So I, same as many people who've been on the platform long enough, remember that that was the way you got 3,000 contacts, 5,000 contacts, right? So basically I started with zero. We can say this. And like everyone else, you start with zero and you grow, and it's slowly and it goes. It's as natural for me as it is for you, as it is for Wojciech, as it is for anyone else. Like, it's completely not natural for me to do TikTok right now. I don't feel it. I'm not that interested in this. But I bet that if we put our minds to it and we start watching TikTok and we look at what other people are doing, you know what? It may be also natural for me then. You know, it wasn't natural for me to do YouTube, in 2009, 2010. But I did it, and 600 videos later, I'm comfortable with the camera and my sound and how do I look in the camera. It wasn't natural. It just become that thing that you do. So it's very good comment, because it seems as if, oh, it must be so easy for you. It's like for anyone else.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And I remember your first videos by the way. So I really have fun watching them, especially in the one like a 1 minute ironing of a shirt. That was really cool.
Some videos are so bad. I mean, Wojciech, if I look at some of the videos from like the coloring is like orange, green, like as if, I don't know, we were just using, I don't know, iron, I think, to record this video. Like, it was just so bad.
Yeah, well, okay, let's go to the main subject, mate, because I remember I gotta admit, I've been stalking you on LinkedIn, commenting, liking your post, and I was like amazed at some of the comments. I was like, one of the comments was like, that your social media look sexy, that your profile looks awesome, sexy. So how to do it? What we need to do to have such a great results? If you could share some tips with us, that would be great. I know that you want to share something with us, right?
Yes, of course. I think it's right. There's a few things we need to think about here. First of all, is where is what's your main focus? For me, LinkedIn is my main focus, because I decided that's the thing. I've done YouTube, I've done a bit of Facebook, I am on Instagram, I've never been on Twitter really. So it's kind of LinkedIn. So now for the last 12 months, 18 months, I was like LinkedIn. Right. So that's first of all, you need to decide this. It cannot be that, oh, I'm gonna post, I'm gonna check in, no, it's either this or this. And LinkedIn is, you are partly successful because you've committed to this. So that's super important to understand. I would say that's number one. Number two is, it's gonna work for anyone. Now, I can even when I say this, I feel slightly uncomfortable. It's gonna work for anyone, even if you are, I don't know, selling. Give me a very difficult niche, Wojciech. Give me a niche that always people say LinkedIn is never going to work for me.
Okay, let's go for a welder.
Oh, welder, brilliant. Do you know how much I would like to see how good welding looks like? Do you know how much I would like to see you showing me in slow motion how welding actually works? Do you know how much I would probably even buy a welding machine after seeing 20 of your videos, right? Because it's exciting, because you think it's boring. It's far from boring. I would like to fix my fence myself if I could, instead of, I'm a man, I want to do it. Like, anything can work. If you would put welding content every day for 3 months, you're going to be the biggest, the baddest welder on LinkedIn, which means, by the way, that now people are going to come in and say to you, well, you know what, this guy, I mean, I've got a welder here, but this guy, it's just amazing. Well, like, have you seen his welding? You would never share this video again 24 months ago with anyone, because it would be like, this is a welding video sharing with me, man. That's odd. But now you are doing this. This is a commitment that you're making about this platform. And, I always say this. I've got a personal trainer. Right now I'm on this fitness journey. I posted about this on LinkedIn as well, because why not? If we're serious about things, we post it on LinkedIn. So I've got a personal trainer, right? His name is Mike. And I don't know whether he's watching this or not. Probably not, because he's spending time on Instagram and not here on LinkedIn. I've told him, be here on LinkedIn. But I tell you something. I said to him the other day that if you don't post on LinkedIn every day, Instagram as well, but Instagram is busy. Personal trainer on Instagram is busy. You have to have beautiful abs and big muscles to be seen. But on LinkedIn, that area is still kind of, I haven't seen very good, nice PT content, So I said to him, if you are not posting on LinkedIn every day, listen to this, you are doing disservice to the community you serve in. What that means is people are there, people are logging on LinkedIn, and then you're posting. It means that it's your responsibility that they're not getting fitter. It's your responsibility that they don't know what to do. They don't know how to stretch. They don't know how to lift properly. Because your responsibility with your knowledge, and I said that to him, and Mike, if you're watching this, I said that to you. Your responsibility is to post about this because you've got the knowledge and I don't. And if you don't post about this, I'm never going to lift. I don't know about these shakes, and I wouldn't know about to eat this and not this because you haven't told me about this. You know this? I don't. You're the expert. I'm not. And now you withheld this knowledge because you can't be bothered. Like, that's just silly thing to do. And that goes to any industry. Wojciech, if you are doing welding, if you're doing your business insurance, content insurance, my daughter is about to come in. Come on. Come here. So if you're doing any business, it is where it's supposed to be. Now it doesn't really matter anymore because she's here, and the live is just, no, it's not ending. But it's kind of all the eyes are right now on her. She's like baby.
I'm sure she's going to have a LinkedIn profile one day, eh?
100%. She has got already an Instagram account, but that's just our private. But we post like lots of pictures of her in one place, one particular spot in our garden. So even over last year, you can see how much she's grown. It's just amazing.
There you go. She already have first followers. There you go.
There you go. I knew it's going to happen. As soon as the dogs or the babies are in the video, that's it. It's happening.
Fantastic. So check this one out. And I couldn't agree more with you. It's about bringing your passion about what you do, how you help your clients to social media, and there you go. Ethan, the energy of you guys, brilliant. I love that Michael had the confidence to follow his passion. It's not so easy. Znakomita robota. Well done, Michael. I think this is one of the crucial ingredients of doing stuff on social media, is basically showing your passion. If you look, I don't know, like people like Gary Vee, for example, you can tell that he's passionate about his stuff, right? So and by the way, guys, we haven't planned that welder case. That was pretty much off the hat.
Yeah, but it's true. Like, I mean, how many? Okay, different question to any audiences, to you, Wojciech, as well. How many welders do you know?
Oh yeah, that's a cool one. How many welders do you know?
I don't know anyone.
I know 3 of them. Yes, I met them at networking meetings.
Right.
Now, local ones.
Why? Like, imagine this: if those guys would post content every day, they would become sensational. They'll become these welder go-to guys. Like, it's insane. Like, welders start posting content every day. And it's like, oh, what should I post about? And that's a very good question, because if you ask that question, it means that you maybe want to commit, instead of saying, I don't think it's going to work. Right, go away. But if you're saying, what content should I post? It's already kind of, it means that you want to think about this. Yeah, that's a light, baby.
There you go. That's a good question for multicultural communities, for Polish and other here in the UK. Which language is best to use on LinkedIn?
Now, a good question. I would say depends on where you're based. If you're based in the UK, it's English. If you're based in Poland, it's Polish. If you're based in Spain, it's Spanish. Now, of course, some people say, oh, but I live in the UK, but I only post in Spanish. Great. If those, 8,000 people that live in the UK and you cater towards them because your services are about helping Spanish people in the UK find better jobs, brilliant, But how small is that, It's simple. I mean, me and Wojciech had this discussion just before live, because he used to talk a lot in Polish and to Polish community, which is, by the way, the biggest minority in the UK, right? So it kind of makes sense.
Language in the UK, apparently.
Yeah, we should be doing that maybe in Polish, but But come on, in English it's going to be much better. Are you going? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, well, couldn't agree
Say
more.
papa. Say papa. Papa.
Good evening and good night soon. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I used to do. I think last 2 years I've been communicating in Polish to Polish community in the UK, and it's because the English and Hungarian and other communities in the UK, they were saying, "Hey, we would like to attend these events. We would like to learn this stuff too." And I thought to myself, this is a bit being, selfish. We Poles just sticking to ourselves. So yeah, here we are talking in English in our second language, and putting people together, I guess. So yeah, thanks very much for that, Michael. That's definitely valid comment. So yeah, I have a global shipping. So thank you for advice. There you go.
Okay, good. It helps.
So tell me, Michael, do you? It's great that you have all these views, all these comments, but is it bringing you business?
That's actually a question and a comment that a lot of people who are saying it's too difficult and I haven't got time for this would actually bring. Those people would actually come in and say, "Oh, but those views they mean nothing." And I've done this kind of follow-up and study, and of course, when you start, you're kind of excited that you got 10 comments and 10 likes, and that's okay. But imagine that was more than you had yesterday. That was more than you had a week ago, and now 10 people. Think about what I said before about your obligation as the expert in the industry, talking about the industry. Now, 10 more people are somehow better off. And they clicked like, or they clicked love, or they commented, "Oh, that's really, I didn't know about this." Oh, I was like, right, you've changed someone's life in that respect, right? You've made their day better, you've made their life better. So think about it, and you've got 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 views. Pause here. Imagine this for a second, Wojciech, and the audience. Like, imagine if you are right now filling up the entire Everton Football Club stadium, or Anfield, or any other stadium that you think about.
Old Trafford.
Or Old Trafford, if you that inclined, yes. So imagine if you are filling up half of the stadium, or full capacity of the stadium, right? For a split second, for I don't know, 5 seconds, for 10 seconds, you're showing them this picture, and they go, and you go. Like, imagine this for a second, that you've just shown something to 30,000 people. That's what this is, right? Think about this for a second. How crazy that is. How crazy that is. Show me a way to do it. Right, by the way, show me a way to do it for free. Show me another platform that does to you what LinkedIn does 2021 for free in that sort of engagement, that sort of level of views. It's incredible. If you like, we should pause this live and actually stop people watching. Like, you're banned from watching. I mean, you're not, but you should be banned. And now you should be kind of going back and thinking about this, because if you're still debating whether LinkedIn is for you or not, this is crazy. This is crazy. You're one post away from filling up Old Trafford. You're one post away. You don't know. You don't know whether you're going to post two guys standing there having a beer, and all of a sudden this goes viral, and you have got no control over this, and all of a sudden you've got 70, 80,000, 100,000 views, right? It's crazy. You're so close, but yet you decided that, well, the video is maybe not. No one's going to watch this. Why should we do this? This is nonsense. My daughter, she's 2.5. You saw her. She's constantly right now saying things that are nonsense. She's like, "Oh, Daddy, this is nonsense." She probably doesn't even know what that means, but she keeps saying this. So if you think that's nonsense, then you should talk to my 2.5-year-old, I think.
Brilliant. Well, I wouldn't be here definitely if I thought that it's nonsense. So it's yeah. So yeah, let's show me how it looks like.
Yes. Okay.
Like
So we tested this, right? We tested this with Wojciech just before we went live. So hopefully it's going to work. So I'm going to share my screen. This is not to kind of, oh, look how awesome I am, because I honestly, this is not something I want to kind of be talking about.
It's
but
kind of like we're going to share screen with you guys, and it's kind of like backdoor visit to Michael's world. Let's have a look. Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Awesome. Right,
guys. Okay, can you see that? By the way, can you put in the comments that you can see us and the screen?
Yes, because you should see us and the screen, right? Okay. So this is kind of obviously my profile. If you look at my profile, you go to view profile. There is obviously certain things you can do to make your profile look better and nicer, and all the things that, if you don't know, there is probably videos about this. I talk about this as well every now and again, but this is not my core job. My core job is obviously make men look smart in this suit, right? But I said to Wojciech even today, I was like, this is actually very interesting today, what has happened, because today actually was one of the it's just clicked along. I think it takes a bit longer for it to actually load those websites. So hold on, bear with me, because when I scroll and you click on something wrong, and I want to click on see all activity. And if you click on that, you click on posts. I want to show you this. So actually today was a post that I put together. Again, this morning when I decided to put this post together, right, it's just things falling. Right, I want to show you this. So this is the post I shared, right? This is, look, this morning, right? I decided to share this suit, right? So 2 pictures. Well, a guy in a suit, right? So look what happened there. I did not know that this morning that 465 people are going to interact with this post, and 142 is going to comment. Now, I did not know this morning that this post is going to generate.
Say again, how many? Can you repeat that, because I can't believe it. So how many comments?
So it's 142 comments, 465 reactions, right?
Wow.
So, but listen, I mean, the point is that this morning when I was putting this post together, I did not know that that's what's going to happen, right? You don't know that either. You don't know if this is what's going to happen with your next post and with the post after, and what's going to happen, the post after. Because now if I scroll down and I had this post, that was from yesterday, right? I did not know there was 89 and 102 comments and 9,000 people going to see it. That was from, a day before. That was some videos. Videos you generally kind of don't work as well, but pictures work for me. And again, you start thinking, okay, so why pictures? Because they do work for me. What works for you? What was for Welder? I don't know. Maybe a video, maybe slow motion, maybe a time lapse, maybe a variety of different content, maybe none of it. Maybe actually talk about how welding is difficult or something else. I don't know, right? So it could be that something else could be working for you, and I don't know what that is. But for me, it's definitely pictures. And the more pictures I post, the nicer the pictures are. Sometimes they are even more controversial. Like, look at this post. In my standard, it completely flopped. I thought it was just nice 2 pictures of a guy wearing a suit, and that was just 4,000 views and 67 comments or whatever else, right? So I don't know that. I put the post in the morning. I don't know what it's going to do, and somehow it does good or not. I want to show you one post that it's absolutely awesome. There's a few posts that you can see here, but
I mean,
keep talking about you. I want to show you one post.
I think your activity shows the consistency, which is very important on LinkedIn, right?
Correct. And I found this. So, for instance, here, I found this formula, and that's going to be another secret I'm going to share with you guys. Make sure you ask me about that secret, Wojciech, because I don't want to distract myself now. But it's kind of, pictures of the guys that work for me, and they just, I figured this out. Brilliant. Do the same for you, business. Do the same for your industry, whatever that is. So, is there any questions? Is there anything else we want to talk about here? I want to show you one post. That's why I'm keep scrolling, but it's obviously a lot slower than I would like to.
Sure, definitely. So the consistency is definitely a key component on LinkedIn. That's at the moment I'm posting like 2-3 posts on LinkedIn a week, and you said you post every day, right?
Every day.
Wow,
Every day. And listen to this. I think I don't post enough.
wow.
Because imagine this. If I've got something nice to share, why wouldn't I just post twice or 3 times a day? It does. Why? Because what, people are gonna somehow say, "Oh, you're showing too many nice things. You sharing too many good ideas. Are you talking about too many things that really interest us?" You should pipe it down on those extremely nice pictures of guys wearing nice suits. It's like, really, is that what's going to happen? I don't think so, right? So it's kind of one of those things. I would want to post more. I sometimes don't, because the day kind of gets in the way as well. So sometimes you just can't. But as soon as I post twice or 3 times a day, I get a response. I get more
Wow.
messages, and I get kind of more interactions.
Got it. I mean, one of the questions people ask me is,
Yeah.
and it was about my activity on Facebook, and people were talking
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, Wojciech, you coming out of the fridge now?" And it was like, Aren't you aren't you tiring your community with too much activity?" What would you say to that?
No, that's it.
It's all
That's it.
about,
Because think about this. Like, we've got a choice. It's a free world. We've got a choice. I've got a choice. Do I want to go on Facebook every day and look what my family and people that I don't really know post? No. Do I want to go and watch TV or what's on BBC Two on Tuesday afternoon or evening? No, I don't. And I don't watch it because I'm not interested in this. If I'm not interested in this, I would not watch this. If I'm not interested in how to grow my LinkedIn, I would not watch that. If my energy is too much for someone, they would switch off. That's okay. It's absolutely fine. We're no longer hostage to some sort of, television that has got 3 programs, But like, Wojciech, we finally got here. When was
yeah,
that? 2 months ago?
yeah. Show us, my
Yeah,
friend.
1 month ago. So I posted this picture 1 month ago, and let's again have this debate about should I, shouldn't I? I posted this picture because that's a nice suit. I had this suit; it was ready to wear suit. I had it for a few months last year. The guy sent me a picture. I was like, brilliant. That's a brilliant assemble. I think the pin, the tie, beautiful. I was like, yeah, brilliant. Let's post this suit. It's a nice suit. I had this suit, brilliant. I did not expect that this is going to be the biggest ever post that I'm going to do ever. It's a nearly 100,000 views, and that's, I mean, if you on LinkedIn, you know what that means. It's humongous. It's borderline viral, right?
Wow.
So another thing, if I knew how this is working, I would be doing that every day. If I knew how to create a post that reaches 100,000 people, I would do it every day. Why wouldn't I? It makes sense. I would want to do that every day, right? So it's kind of it's that. I think for people who are thinking, should we, shouldn't we? Yeah, this is the answer. This post is the answer, and should be a motivation for someone to think about. Well, maybe I'm not there yet, but I would like to be there yet. This is that. I didn't know I could be doing this, and all of a sudden I posted this, and it went like that. So this is the answer to all of those people who think,
wow. I mean, if
I'm not sure
I
about
definitely,
it.
definitely one thing I take out of from this interview is basically I don't do LinkedIn enough, my friend.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for this.
Yeah, but it's true, and I think it is a formula that everyone would like to figure out, and I think many people tried both on Instagram and YouTube and places how to make sure your video goes viral, how to make sure your post goes viral. We don't know. I did not expect that this picture was going to go viral. It's going to do what it did. I didn't know that. So yeah. Oh, there's some crying happening.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. What do you think about it, guys? Would you like to have results like that? because I think the biggest one I had was like 15,000 views on one of the best of mine. So,
and it's also okay. Like it's not a pissing content. It's not who's got the biggest views content because someone's going to say in a minute 250,000, great, amazing. Why views are so important on LinkedIn, and it works better than any other platform so far because LinkedIn figured out that if they're going to show it to many people, those connections of those people are going to see it as well. Those connections of people are going to see it as well. Those connections are going to see it as well. Those connections are going to see it as well. So this is how you grow your network. It works on the same platform the same way, and LinkedIn is no different. It's also doing things the same way, which is kind of growing that platform, making sure people engage with each other, etc., etc. So you actually growing this community by just adding more people to your network. And someone said in the last few weeks, I think there's some changes to LinkedIn. I think they're going to reduce the amount of connections you can send and things like that. So I think they're going to reduce slightly, the amount of connections you can have, etc. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because you should still do it. Just because there is a change to the platform doesn't mean that, now it's too late. It's not too late. If you're a welder, I don't know any welder that does content on LinkedIn, so you welders start doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know anyone who can help with content, Wojciech?
Sorry, say again.
Do you know anyone who can help with creating content?
Well, man, definitely. If you because many people they say, well, we don't have time. We don't have time to be on LinkedIn actively, to post every day. So if you don't have time and looking for someone, you can definitely come to us. So at Life Networker, last year we expanded our social media agency. So definitely, if you want graphics, designs, stuff on LinkedIn, definitely we can help. Thank you so much for that, Michael. So. Michael, so let's say that post with more than 100,000 views. How much business did it bring you, roughly? I mean, just if you could share something. Do you have a special onboarding process on LinkedIn? Oh, yeah. How you take all these views and engagement, these great numbers into business?
Very good question. Very good question, because it's overwhelming. And I tell you this, one of my first post that went semi-viral, I think I had like 500 views and maybe 500 comments, maybe had like 50,000 views. It was, I would say, maybe 6-7 months ago. It was just a guy in a very nice looking red jacket. It wasn't me. I wish it was, but it wasn't. And he kind of stood there and picture taken, and boom, it's my viral post. But what happened with that post is I went there and obviously answered every comment. So people say, "Oh, very nice suit. Oh, thank you so much. Do you wear suits?" And I always kind of, you don't forget to ask me about secret, right? Because we need to talk about this. But so I've replied to every single comment, and I talked about it, and I talked about comments, and I added more comments, and I added, and it took me till like 3 o'clock in the morning to answer all of those. And I think after that, I was like, you know what? If another one of those two is going to happen, or 3 a week, I'm going to be screwed here. I'm going to be, instead of sleeping, I'm going to be answering people's comment on LinkedIn.
Yeah, like today, the post from today, more than 400 comments.
Yeah,
like
which is amazing, right? But now I've got a system. You asked about the onboarding system. So now what's going to happen is so I've got a virtual assistant. What she does, she basically goes through comments. So I reply to comments still, every now and again. You see, I miss a lot more because I'm not there all day. Like it used to be 6-7 months ago. Everyone was quarantined, so everyone could kind of be there and answer. I can't anymore. I've got clients to see. I've got customers, So now she highlights some comments to me and says, "Oh, Barry was asking about price. Bob is interested in this. Oh, Charles is asking when you go." So we've created a system where she goes in and actually on LinkedIn, which is super cute, I think. You've got a link to a specific comment. So if someone leaves a comment, there's 3 dots next to it. You click on that. You can save this, copy this link to a comment. So if my VA wants to say something to me, she would copy that comment in a spreadsheet, and she'd say, "Go through those spreadsheets from today." And I click on every single link, and that takes me right to the comment so I can reply. Super cute, And I think that's just kind of allows you to grow. Now, Can we still share screen, or is it too?
Of course. Yeah, there you go. Let's
Right.
go back.
So-
Let's go back to the screen. Yeah, here we are.
Right. So sharing the screen, and I said to Wojciech, I specifically did not want to actually, undo anything and kind of change anything what has happened today. So today my inbox is untouched. Right. So if I click here on red, maybe my assistant has already read them. I don't know. We'll see. No, she hasn't. Okay, because I've asked her not to. So this is, and listen, we're doing this every day. This is from today, right? So you're asking about the business, right? These are unread messages. Look, from today, look and see the date. You can see the time.
Oh, wow.
Right? Now, we've got a system in place right now where we would say, if you asked about this as well, if someone is going to comment on my, let's say on my picture or like my picture, my assistant is kind of grabbing their details in a sense that if it's just a like, it's nothing. But if it's a comment, she grabs their kind of details and puts them in like a bit of a spreadsheet. I wouldn't be able to do it. She does it. She's amazing. So what happens with those? We then send those people a message, and the message is still manually typed. And it says something like, I'll show you this. It says something like, because I've seen one of, no, that's not. That's a reply already. I'm looking for the message. Bear with me, caller. I've seen one before. Maybe not. Maybe we already replied to this. I don't know. But the message goes something like, this message goes something like, thank you so much for liking or commenting on our picture. Thank you so much for sort of, I don't know, expressing your opinion about this such a topic, or thank you so much for voting in our poll. What happens there is we are engaging with the community we have. We add new people to our community. Listen, if someone has taken a 3 seconds, 7 seconds, 11 seconds from their busy day, browsing on their phones, and we're like, oh, this is a nice picture, liked, comment, Michael, this is a very nice jacket, boom. This is amazing. Thank you so much for that, because I don't know you. You don't know really me. If you're a total stranger, now you're commenting with my stuff. I would like to know more about you. Tell me more about what you do. Like, why you're here. What's the deal? It is mind blowing. If you ask people that question, tell me more about yourself, and you know this as well because you've done networking long enough. If you ask about people, tell me they will, and it's great because now you kind of engaging and you're talking about, oh, you insurance. No, but isn't the insurance industry such an? Oh, yeah, it is. How do you know? Like, blah, blah, right? And you kind of engage in like a normal person, human being would do. I don't understand those people who are on LinkedIn. First thing they would do when they connect with you is like, oh, we're selling insurance for. Do you know anyone? I was like, no, and I don't want to know you either. Like, it's crazy. Like, you would never do that in the real life, or somehow through a computer or a phone it's allowed. I don't know. It's crazy. But it's all about those interactions. Slowly, you're asking just, what's happening. Secret. Are you ready for the secret?
Yeah, go for the secret. Yes.
Right. The biggest secret on LinkedIn is asking a question. That's it. You ask a question. Now, where do you ask the question? I hear you ask it. Where do you ask a question? So you ask the question on a comment. Someone left a comment. This is a beautiful jacket, Michael. At Wojciech. It comes up with Wojciech's name. I click on him. So he gets notification that I've replied to his comment. So I've been at Wojciech. Oh, thank you so much for the comment, Wojciech. Where do you normally buy your suits from? A question. Now, in modern Western society, if someone's asking you a question, it's extremely impolite not to answer. So what is Wojciech going to do? Right, he's going to just hi, Michael. I usually buy from Marks and Spencer because he's posh, right? Right. So then I see this because he tagged me. So then I'm going back. Oh, at Wojciech. Oh, Marks and Spencer. Have you heard of suitsupply.com? Question. So Wojciech sees that. And so on and so forth, and it's so unnatural because you're asking questions. But what? How do you order? Like, I don't know if Wojciech buys suits. I want to know. Like, I don't know if Wojciech knows about suit supplies. I want to tell him. I want to be useful.
So you keep on asking, keeping the conversation warm. You're getting all
Keep
the
it natural,
intel
keep it
that
nice,
is so
keep it flowing.
valuable.
Sometimes you can't, and it's also okay. But if I see, if I see a post or a person who's actually post on LinkedIn and they are kind of, growing, small but growing, and they've got a post and they've got 7 likes and 7 comments, and they replied to none of those, like, how disrespectful is that? Like, people found 7 minutes of their day to post the comments, left 7 comments. I don't know why number 7 keeps coming up, but 7 comments they left, and you actually haven't spent even a minute to go back and go through comments. Like, we in our
Shame
team,
on you.
me and my
Shame
VA,
on you.
shame on you, exactly. Well, me and my VA, we've got this rule, and I've got a few VAs over time because VAs have got this opportunity, they can come and go, right? But I now train them quickly enough so I can onboard them pretty quickly. So that's good. But we've got one rule with my current VA. She's amazing. And I said to her, I've got one rule. We leave no one behind. What does that mean? Every single comment on every single post needs to be somehow addressed. Of course, if there are comments, people no or dope or I don't know, whatever people leave, it's very hard to ask a question, right? But if there is any meaningful comment, I usually respond, or she sends me that link I've told you about and I respond to it. We leave no one behind. We don't want to have a situation where people leave comments and somehow we miss them and they feel like we just don't care about them, which is not true.
Couldn't agree more. And listen, today during this live, I haven't missed a single comment. So yeah, if you want to comment, you have questions, by all means ask, connect with Michael. It's one of the things, it's great technique to as well, to network with people, connect with people like Michael by commenting, so he can reply, and then you get to know each other, then you connect. So yeah, if you don't know Michael, comment on this live, let him know that you care. Yeah, in the meantime,
quickly, how can you, I know you're not starting, but let's say you've got someone who wants to start on LinkedIn. Let's say someone doesn't know really what to do. Like, what is the currency that people have they don't use enough on LinkedIn? It's your likes, it's your comments, it's your sharing, it's your engaging, it's you talking. I mean, imagine if someone wants to get my attention for whatever reason. They want to have a free LinkedIn training. I mean, I don't really charge people for this, but it's, let's say, I don't deliver those training because it's not my core. I help people like Wojciech or the people that want help. I help them because I like doing that, but it's not something I want to do. But listen, if someone wants to say, I want to have a free training on LinkedIn because I've seen Michael, he's full of this, and yes, we want this. What's your currency that you can give me apart from pounds? I accept pounds because the daughter is very expensive, right? So I'll accept pounds, but all the other currencies are also in play. Like all of your likes, your comments, your shares, imagine if you all of a sudden share one of my posts and say, oh, this is Michael Taylor, he's good. And you tag 10 other people, and those 10 people may be going to become a client, maybe not, maybe this. I mean, you're using your currency that you've built yourself to then pass it on to someone that you want to engage with. Like, to me, it's so simple. No one is doing this. This is crazy. For instance, if you want to engage with someone who's bigger than yours, or you want to just do some deals with them, why don't you just write a post and tag them in the post and say, I've listened to a webinar that Wojciech provided today, and you tag Wojciech. And in this webinar, he was talking about this and how to, and I find it so inspirational and I'm going to implement those 3 rules that Wojciech has done here. And also in this post, they tag 2 of other people who were there, maybe on this live or on this webinar. You're going to see this. You're definitely going to react to this. You're most likely even going to share it. Maybe you're going to comment this. Maybe you're going to take a screenshot and put on your story. All of a sudden, those people are in your sphere because they paid with something else than real money. They paid with comments and shares and likes and engagement. And I don't think people are doing this enough. And I think it's crazy. How do I start on LinkedIn? That's the one strategy I just gave you now. Just engage with people who are bigger than you, and kind of grow as they grow as well. Because maybe they're going to share with you something, and maybe they're going to share your post. Maybe they're going to help you somehow because you gave them enough for them to be in debt to you right now. So they want to give something to you.
So the currency is your attention, your likes,
correct.
Comments, shares.
That's what Gary Vee would say, and I agree.
Excellent. Michał, what do you think about posting articles every now and then? Are there any use these days?
Right. Articles had ups and downs in the history of LinkedIn. When they first introduced articles, I think they were called something else. Forgot. Doesn't really matter. But when they first introduced articles, they were all of a sudden, all you can see on LinkedIn was articles. LinkedIn was posting and providing a lot of SEO value for those. So they were like the juice's juice. And everyone was like, oh, LinkedIn, let's just bombard everyone with, BS blog posts. And LinkedIn said, well, maybe that's not, we don't want to become Medium. We don't want to become this. So they stopped this. So they completely reversed this. So articles are seen by no one. Like if I have got, you've seen my engagement. If I have my engagement is 100 and 200, 100 likes and 200 comments. If I post an article, that'll be 6 people and 2 comments. It's crazy, right? However, articles are good for one reason. They are SEO searchable. So Google right now can search articles. They cannot search posts because they are too frequent. But articles, LinkedIn allowed Google to search through this. So now if you've got a good content, you've got maybe content on your website and maybe similar content on your LinkedIn article, and someone is searching for those keywords, I would use it for that. So how often do I post articles? I don't know, every 6 months, every 3 months on LinkedIn. So I sometimes take my blog post, rejig it slightly, maybe add some more relevant keywords here and there, maybe add a few paragraphs, maybe add a few pictures. Nothing too complicated, but it's kind of keep it going, but it's not at the rate it used to be. So the answer is, nah.
And this makes sense, Michael, because one of the companies from Amsterdam found my LinkedIn article and they emailed me saying, hey, we are looking for someone to collaborate with when it comes to cross-cultural communication. We saw your article on Google about small talk and about cross-cultural differences. And I was like, I couldn't find it on my website. And then it clicked. It was LinkedIn article. So there you go.
Yeah,
so Michael,
and it's exactly that. Yes. So that
Michael,
works.
my friend. So
how much time we've got?
Oh, well, we got a couple of minutes. So one last bit that I think it's really important. So because you work with like top stars, and I'm so proud of you, by the way. As a fellow Pole here in the UK, I'm so proud of you because you reach the stars when it comes to the high profile clients you have. So I'm not a Liverpool fan, but still to have Roberto Firmino as a client and many other footballers, celebrities, like, wow, well done. How have you done it? How do you connect with these people?
It's
fantastic.
Thanks so much. I mean, it's super cool, and I must say that this is something that I again focus. My focus at some point. I always say last year, but 2020 did not exist. So let's say 2019 was the focus, or 2 years ago was the focus of getting footballers. I wanted to have footballers as clients, and I thought, how are we going to do this? I was like, and I'm an engineer, don't forget, I've got these details in my head, and I'm like, how do we get this to work? And I thought, how do we consistently create a system where we could actually go in and reach out to those people? How we can, but not miss anyone. How do you just not randomly start to kind of engage with people, but actually have got a system? So I put a system in place, and it was my VA who was doing this. And we had this, the transfer market. There is like a website called transfermarkets.com or something, where you can see like value of players and you can see who changed clubs and things like that. So on Transfer Market, actually, it's a very good database. You can actually see agencies and players and who is super cool information. So someone who's put that website together was very cool. So based off on that, we created a huge list, and we're talking first league and second league of all European clubs, of all European countries. So there's like, let's say 20 in each league. You've got 30 countries. So a lot of clubs. In those clubs, there is around 30 players in each. Literally, my VA was copying the name from Transfer Market, going to Instagram, pasting that on the Instagram, see if that name's come about. If it does, follow, a few comments on, and a text message, scripted text message, a very short message saying, hi, do you want to, a quick question to you, do you want to look the best you can in a suit? We do this for these kind of guys, blah, 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 right? It was a scripted message. It kind of makes sense. For months, she was doing that. right, for months. And we had good response, bad response, no response, all of those. And then we got to a stage where I think we literally message everyone. I think Instagram is not probably allowing this anymore, but we like messaging like hundreds, right, a day. And then I thought, who is actually keeping money? It's not the footballer, and they not, they care, but not as much. I had a few footballers back then, so that maybe I had 6, let's say, right, doing this method. So out of 20,000, it's a pretty bad ROI, right? But it was good because I wanted to have those clients. So I said, we're doing this, right? And then I thought, what about agencies? What happens if I message the agencies and agency owners? So exactly the same process. We found all the agencies in Europe, the biggest one. We found all the people who are in the agency. We understood how football agency work, and literally copy and paste their name on Instagram. And they are agents, so they are very open to response. They have got 72 followers because no one knows their name. They respond to every single comment and message that you send to them. So very responsive, as opposed to Firmino, who's got 50 million or whatever, right? So they have responded very quickly. I remember that day where I've messaged a guy called Cesar. He's one of the agents in this big agency that has got Firmino, and he literally messaged me next day saying, "Well, okay, can you be in Bobby's house tomorrow?" I was like, "What? He's the biggest star of your agency," and they gave me access to Bobby next day, and obviously he was there as well, and Bobby was there, his wife, and we talked. It was amazing because we went and looked through his wardrobe as well. So he's like, Bobby's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. So he's like, I'll come upstairs, and we're there, and there's 50 suits. I was like, why do you need more suits? And just funny. It's like, I don't need more suits. I don't like this anymore. And you look, and there's like Prada and Gucci, and it's like different worlds, but they are allowed. I mean, I always last thought, because I can talk forever. You know this. There is stigma attached to footballers. Oh, they're so big and so filthy, and they're rich and blah,
unapproachable.
Man, they are the biggest badasses in terms of fitness. They are in the top of the pyramid when it comes to physical performance. Man, they are pure muscle. There's zero fat on most of them, but they are these machines. They only have got maybe 10 years of their career. I don't blame them at all that they get this much money, that they live these sort of lives. The young lads, they want to be out drinking, but they can't because they have to train 3 times a day. Of course, they get paid for this, but the amount of commitment that goes into making a football player is insane. People don't understand this. And I think you had this interview with this ex-Manchester United guy. What was his name?
Daniel Nardiello from
Daniel, yes.
Manchester United player.
Exactly, and he was talking about this as well. It's just a tiny percentage of percentage that actually makes to the top, And if you are Firmino and you came from flipping Brazil, kicking football on the beach barefoot, because you came a long way. I don't blame him that he wants to spend and buy a Lamborghini. Go and do it, man. Like it's crazy. So I think people don't give him enough credits because they think, they just see this headline reading of, they just broke this Bugatti. Brilliant. They're allowed. Amazing.
Wow. Thank you. I couldn't agree more. We could talk for ages, but hey, last question, Michael. How can we connect with you, and how you can help people to get more business on LinkedIn, how to do stuff on LinkedIn? Because I definitely want to catch up with you, learn, all these tricks and bits and bobs that we need to do on LinkedIn.
There'll be small parts that people can tweak to make it better, right? But it's what I said at the very beginning. It's kind of commitment that LinkedIn is the platform. You, at the moment, 2021, should not spend any time. You, the listener, you, Wojciech, you, everyone, should not spend any time on Instagram, Twitter, potentially even Facebook, and commit to LinkedIn. And you think, but no, stop, slap yourself in the face and start doing LinkedIn, because There is no other platforms that works as well, and it's going to stop at some point. It's going to stop in 2 years time. LinkedIn is going to change in the way that you have to pay for reach, and then it's going to be too late. It's going to be like Facebook for realsies. Now it's like Facebook 7 years ago, so free for all. If you're a welder, do it. How people can do it, it's best. I said about currency. You've got the currency that I haven't got, which is your time, your attention, your values. You can comment, talk to me, connect with me. I connect with anyone. If you send me a message, I always reply. You've seen my, sort of messages. There's plenty of them, but I always filter them by unread, and I read them all and reply. That's what I do.
Excellent. So you can start by sharing this live. So it goes, you can share with your connections, and they can also learn how to get better results on LinkedIn. So share this, comment, right. and that's a great start to connect with Michael. All right. So guys, what's one thing that you learned from this live? If you could, like, one takeaway from today, I'm really curious about, what you're going to share with us. One takeaway for me, it's definitely, I realized that I don't do LinkedIn enough. Definitely. Thank you so much for this, Michael. So yeah. So what's your takeaway? What's your takeaway from today? I would like to see some comments. What have you learned today? And thank you so much, Michael, for your time, for your energy, for your passion. I
haven't done. I remember we used to do, whilst people type it, if anyone types, but it's. I remember we used to do lives a lot. Me and you, we were doing lives a lot on Facebook back in the day when Facebook Live was this growing.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually done live for a while now, and I actually enjoy this. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you and to your guys as well. And if one person changes today and decides that LinkedIn is the way to go, it is the way to go. That's it. Full stop. Let's go.
There you go. Be consistent. Thank you, Michał. What we else? Jarosław, uninstall all social media except LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's 100% true. I, for instance, how I use Instagram, and maybe some people would benefit from this 2-second sentence. I use Instagram as my portfolio. So I don't really have a website. I have, but no one cares. No one can spell my name anyhow, so it doesn't really matter. But my Instagram is where you can scroll the feed and you can see all the Firminos of this world, all the Cesc Fabregas, and oh, that's nice suit. Oh, that's nice suit. Oh, can you make me this? Very easily. I would never be able to achieve this on my website. So I use Instagram as my portfolio. I want to show people the work that I do. And if you go to my Instagram, you'd see, if you type in my name on Google, you'll find me.
There you go. This is a good one. Look, Mark, commitment and enthusiasm will bring results. That's what I will take from this great broadcast. Boom!
Awesome.
Well Brilliant. Done. Thank you so much for this, Mark. Definitely. Wow. Once again, thank you so much, guys. So keep on commenting. This will be recorded. You can find it on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and Facebook. So yes, happy networking on LinkedIn. So thank you so much, Michael. Once again, I really love this. Awesome. So yeah, I'll keep on commenting on your stuff, sharing, because you're doing some great things. So thank you. Enjoy your evening.
This, right, Wojciech? If people watch this and they will tomorrow write a post and tag me and you, wouldn't that be value to us?
Oh, definitely.
Right? Like just simple things like that. If you would write a first post tomorrow on LinkedIn and tag me and Wojciech and said, I've watched this live and it was amazing. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to comment. I'm going to like. He's going to comment. He's going to like. What LinkedIn is going to do? LinkedIn is going to look at that post thinking, he doesn't know that these guys never commented on this guy's post. Let me just share with more people. And this is just so simple to do. Like yes.
Wow, fantastic! Couldn't agree more. Yeah, let's do that. Let's help each other on LinkedIn, and that's how you can do it. Thank you so much, Michael. Have a great evening, guys. And yes, I can't wait for all the shares and comments, and so we can grow our businesses on LinkedIn. Thank you. Cheers.